Good morning. How are you? It's good to see you.
I can't see you.
You can't?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just going to try again.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Cheers.
Whew. I need a good stretch.
Good. We got a good stretch on the agenda.
That's great.
Okay,
I'll mute.
let's go. So let's take our feet wide, and I'm going to have you turn your toes out. So I've got my heels on the mat on the edges and my toes are pointing out. Take your hands to your back. So right above your glutes, and then squeeze your elbows in towards each other. And then while you hold that, I want you to fold halfway down. And then come back up. So if you can, you're keeping your legs straight. And just sort of go up and down a few more times. Keep pulling those elbows towards each other. When you keep your legs straight, I want you to lift up through your thighs. So you're recruiting and engaging as much muscle here as you can. Do one more. Now you're going to release the hands to the floor and fold all the way down. Keep your feet where they were. And just sort of unweight your upper body. So let's take some big deep breaths right into our rib cage. Now we're going to take the fingertips on the floor only, and then you're going to inhale to a flat back, and then you're going to drop your booty. So you're in a low squat, fingertips only. So try not to put any weight down on the floor through the arms. Come back to that straight leg, relax your head so you're just looking through to the back of your room. Inhale to a flat back, drop the booty. Let's do that again. Hold down, let the head go. So the whole upper body is just dangling. Now inhale and extend. And then booty comes down. Nice. Now let's take baby steps. Walk them to the front of your mat and let's meet in a plank position. You're going to bring your feet in so they're 4 to 6 inches apart. And let's try to get the shoulders stacking over the wrists. Now from here, we're going to pull through to a down dog. Try to bring both heels as close to the floor as you can. Same with trying to keep the legs as straight as you can. And now from here, we're going to come up nice and high on the toes. Hold up high on the toes. If you have an opportunity to look at your feet, let's make sure the ankles are not moving out to the side. And let's draw the heels back down again. You want to make sure you can see the sides of your arms through your peripheral vision. Come back up nice and high on the toe. And then drive those heels back down. Nice. Now put your knees on the floor. Walk your hands so the wrists are under your shoulders. We're going to round the back. Look through your knees, so you're letting your head go. And then drift the hips backwards, maybe 3 or 4 inches. And then walk your hands forward a couple of inches. So you got a little tug of war going on with the hips and the hands. Now come back with your shoulders over your wrists. Give me that big arch in the back and look forward. Now drop into those shoulders if you haven't already. And then push away from the floor. And then drop into the shoulders and push away. Also known as scapular push-ups work as big of a range of motion as you can. And let's just make sure that we're not locking out through the elbows. Let's just do a few more. Nice. Now, come off the knees, right back into your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. And then put that foot down and switch to the other side. And let's just keep walking the feet. So you're just going to alternate, going side to side. Again, as big of a range as you have. One more on each leg. Nice. Now come back forward to your plank. Make sure you've picked up your face so it's not dropping. Now we're going to oscillate between downward facing and plank. It's maybe 3 or 4 times. So once you're in your down dog, walk your hands towards your feet. Try to keep your legs straight. And then we're going to do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way up. Sweep the arms. And back by your side. Pick up your left knee. And then circle your foot. And then go the other way. And then point to flex. Nice. Do the same on the opposite side. Try to stand nice and tall. Change your direction. And point to flex. Nice. Okay, take your feet down right to the edges of the mat this time. Your feet are facing forward. Hands back behind the hips. Squeeze those elbows together and come halfway down. And then right back up. And do it again. And up. And 3 more times. We're going a little bit quicker. Last one. Nice. Now take the hands all the way down, forward fold. Relax your head. Inhale to a flat back. Fold back down. 4 more times. Inhale, look up. Fold back down. Inhale, look up. Fold back down. Walk back out to plank. Step your feet into bear. When you're in bear, see if you can drive your hips back. So now we're stretching out the lower calf and the Achilles tendons. If your knees can handle it, this is a great lower leg stretch. If they can't, you can always just come down onto the knees and sit on your feet with the tops of the feet on the floor. Okay, right into a small down dog. Both heels should be able to be on the floor. We're going to come up on the toes and lower back down. A few more times, just bring in some blood flow to that area. Okay, lower those knees again. You're right back in bear. Now we're going to put the knees down, a little reprieve, and then lift them back up. And lower. Now, while you're doing these up and down, I want you to keep your belly button pulling up towards your spine. Let's do a few more. And right back into a small dog. Now, back to plank. Step your feet back so you're in your regular plank. Just hold, drop into your shoulders and press away. So we're going to do a little scapular work again. Drop in, push away, Even if the range is small, that's okay. It's a little more intense when you're doing it with your knees off the floor. Okay, we're gonna take our left foot and bring it up between our hands. So you've got your left hand to the outside of the left foot. I want you to take a towel just in case you need it for your knee. You're gonna put your right knee down on the floor. You're gonna bring your left hand to the inside of your front foot. Now, pull your knees forward, your left knee forward, and your hips forward. So it's also known as lizard pose. Now, to add a little intensity to this stretch, which may be right for you today or maybe not, you could stay here, or you could lower down onto your forearms. And while you're doing this lizard stretch, see if you can take that left knee and bring it in towards that left arm. Okay, if you were down on your forearms, let's come back to the hands, but keep bends in the elbows. So you've got a little more range. What I'm gonna have you do is move your hips backwards towards the back of your mat. And if you need to walk the hands along backwards, do it. Till your front leg is straight. Take the toes on the left foot straight up to the ceiling. So you're taking your hips as far back as your body will allow. Now I want you to bring them forward again. And let the knee come forward up the toes. Even if you need to reposition, try to make that happen. And let's try to get our hips pretty low to the floor. Again, it's just letting them come as far forward as they're able to. Lower to the forearms if you can. Push that left knee into the left sidearm. Back up to the hands. Walking the hips backwards. Or walking your hands and moving your hips, I should say. Left toes up to the ceiling. Take those hips as far back as you can and straighten your front leg. Okay, come back forward. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the front foot. Step it back. Now you're just on your knees in a push-up position. So I want you to lower down, do a push-up, come back up. Lower down, nice and slow, don't drop the face. Press back up. We're doing 3 more. Nice, let's all meet back in plank. High plank. Drop into those shoulders and push away. Scapular push-ups. Okay. Stay low in the shoulders. Take your right foot, bring it up between your hands. Find a towel for that left knee if you need it. You're going to take your right hand now to the instep of your front foot. Readjust if you need to, but I would like your right knee, if possible, to be over your front foot. Your hips are as low as they're letting you take them. Just hang out here and breathe. A great stretch for the upper leg. a little bit of the inner thigh. It's also really good if you, sometimes if you have pain in your lower back on one side, it can be your QL that's kind of tight. When we're in lizard or we're moving the hips back, it gets a nice little release. Okay, if you can, you're lowering down onto the forearms. Hold it here, just breathe 3 or 4 more big, huge breaths. Okay, back up onto the hands if you were down. Now, slowly, you're gonna take those hips, move them backwards till your front leg is straight. Then let's get those toes pointing up to the ceiling. Keep walking the hips back as far as they will let you. And we're just gonna hold on that spot. And now bring the hips forward again. Walk your hands along forward. Let those hips go as far as they can forward. And let's take those hips back one more time. Toes are gonna point up to the ceiling. Keep moving your hips back. And then bring them forward. Take that right knee, push it into the arm. Come back down on the forearms if you were there before, or maybe you can get there now. Lower those hips, let them go down. Okay, back to the hands. Take that right hand to the outside of the foot. Step your right knee back. So you're back in your kneeling push-up position. We're gonna do 5 slow push-ups. Big range of motion here. Your face is looking at the floor, but don't drop the head. Now let's all meet in a downward facing dog. We're gonna pedal our feet this time, so one heel drives down as the other foot gets nice and high on the toes. Make sure you have sight of the arms. Just keep alternating side to side. Maybe you want to hang out on one side. If it feels really tight. Okay, let's step our feet in. Let's get back into bear. So you've got your knees just above the floor. Let's just do these scapular push-ups again while we're in bear. So drop the chest down and then push it away. So when you drop the chest down, it's okay if the knees tap the floor. We're just going to do it a few more. Okay, kick those feet out to the side, have a seat. We're going to bring the legs forward. We're going to Pilates style it down, nice and slowly. See if you can cross the arms of the chest and then see curve the spine as you pull in the belly. Come down nice and slow. Great job. Once your head is on the floor, I want you to take the elbows out to the side. So your elbows and shoulders are in the same line, and the back of the hand is on the floor. Now, think about pressing the entire upper back on the floor. So position your shoulders however you have to make that upper back have a strong connection to the floor. Your palms are facing the ceiling. Your neck is nice and long. All we're going to do is slide our hands backwards. They're staying on the floor. And keep the forearm and elbow down. And then slide back to your starting point. It might be a couple of inches that you're moving back, or it might be several, depending on your flexibility. But if you can, you're going to move them back till both fingers on each hand connect. So slide back towards the midline of the body, keeping the forearms on the floor, and then come back. Do it one more time. Just working on a little bit of shoulder mobility. Okay, now I'm going to have you bring your arms out. I want you to clasp your fingers together. You're going to take the arms backwards as you try to sink your rib cage. Try to keep the rib cage down. Maybe you can get the hands back so both thumbs are touching the floor. And then slowly bring them back up all the way forward till they're on your hips. And then back again. Try to keep the ribs down. And come forward. We're going to do it one more time. And forward. Next, now you're going to open the palms. Palms are going to face each other. Take the arms all the way back. Like we do in a Pilates sit-up. And then bring them forward all the way down until your pinky hits the floor. Try not to let the shoulders round forward. Take the arms all the way back. Now you're going to clasp your fingers back there. You're going to bring your left knee into the chest and grab hold of it with your hands and pull it in nice and close. So you feel that low back press into the floor. And see if you can keep the right calf down while you do this. Now release that knee, take the arms all the way back behind you. Then switch sides. Bring your right knee in. Grab hold of it, pull it into the chest. Great job. Let the left knee come into the chest. So you've got both knees nice and close to the chest. Now let's take the legs all the way up to the ceiling. You're going to open them nice and wide with your feet flexed. So I would like your legs to be completely straight. Your heels are pushing out. Now bring your heels together with your toes out. Like a ballerina. And then open back out. And then come together. Just the heels. And open back out. You can take your hands to the inner thighs if you like. Stay up here for a few breaths. Okay, bring the legs together. Bring both feet to the floor. You're going to take your right foot, place it on top of your left thigh. Flex it. Bring your left knee into the body. Hold either the hamstring or the shin. When you move your right knee forward, try to pull the left knee in a little closer, giving it some help with your arms. Okay, let's take that left foot back to the floor and the right. You're going to switch sides. Make sure your left leg stays flexed, left foot. And bring the right knee in as you move the left one forward. Nice, both feet are back on the floor with your legs bent. Feet are hip width apart. You're gonna just let the arms be by your side. Let the knees fall to the left. Try to use muscle to take that right knee and push it down a little closer to the floor. Now we're gonna take the right arm right up to the ceiling. Your palm is open to the midline of the body. And let's slowly bring that arm straight backwards. Feel that nice side body stretch. That right arm should be very long. Reach. Spread your fingers wide. Don't forget to breathe. And let's bring the arm back. Lift the right knee first, and then the left. Take both legs to the other side. And try to work that left knee down a little more. Left arm comes up. Take it straight back. Lots of breathing. Take advantage. Okay, bring the arm back to the floor. Left leg comes up first, then the right. I want you to connect your feet together and try to move them closer to your butt cheeks. Let the knees open to the side. And then bring the knees together. So now your feet are flat on the floor. Open back out. Just kind of let gravity take over here. So you should be that relaxed and not fighting it. And the best way to relax is to breathe. Bring the legs back in. And one more time, let them splay open. Now from here, bring your arms up towards the ceiling. Take your feet and slide them more towards the front of your mat. So you have a much smaller bend in the knee, in the legs. Now lift your head off the floor, tuck your chin, get your stomach down, and come back up with your legs bent. Now take your feet and bring them in towards you. So you're just gonna hold underneath, and you're gonna try to use your muscle here to get these knees going a little closer to the floor. Stand up nice and tall, sorry, sit up nice and tall so your spine is really long. A lot of people add a rock when they do this stretch, or sometimes take a hand and give yourself a little assistance. Again, it's not about forcing anything. It's just about sending your brain the right message to let go here. Now let's take the chest and move it forward. You're using your feet, your hands to help you do that. You're going to lean as far forward as you can without rounding the back. We're still with a very long spine. Nice. Now, bring your knees together, help them. Extend the legs out long. And we're going to start by taking the right foot inside the left leg. So I'm going to walk my right hand to the outside of my left foot. Trying to hold onto it that way. I'm going to take my left forearm, I'm going to lower the elbow to the floor as I round over the leg. Let your back go into flexion. Let your face look down at your knee. Now, while you're holding this stretch, I want you to try to push your right knee towards the floor. Just with muscle. And hold that push. Breathe 3 big breaths. And then walk it back up. You're gonna switch legs, extend the right leg out, and you can have distance between your feet if that feels better. Tuck your left foot in. How far you tuck it in doesn't really matter, you're just trying to get a nice stretch. We're gonna take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Take your right forearm down on the floor and look at your right knee. Your back is rounding. Keep your head in a place where it's not hurting your neck. Wherever that might be for you, you have to explore. Try to move your left knee a little closer to the floor if you can. And slowly bring it up. Take both legs wide apart as you can get them, with your feet flexed. Be long through your spine. We're gonna walk forward. Point your toes right up to the ceiling. Walk forward as far as you can go without rounding your back. You might just sort of inch those fingers a little farther. Your arms are nice and long. Now I want you to open your hands so they are on, half the palm is on the floor and the other half is on your mat. So you've got good distance between your hands. We keep half on the floor so you can grab hold of the mat if you need to. And then now we're gonna try to round the back and lower the elbows to the floor. Let your head fall. Keep hollowing out the belly as you breathe here. Okay, bring the hands back in so both are on the mat. Keep the elbows down if you can. You're unweighting your upper body. Now inhale to a flat back, so lift the elbows off the floor, slide them back in, bring your feet together, come up on your toes, and just hang out here for a second. We're gonna come up and do a pyramid stretch with some EMF added into the mix. Okay, let's start in a forward fold. Now we're gonna inhale to a flat back, do a slow reverse swan dive all the way back up, flip the palms, take your hands, move them backwards. So you're trying to crowd out the chest. And now bring the arms, the hands over heart. You're gonna step your left foot forward and your right leg back. So you have both feet on the floor. And take a look at your feet and make sure you have comfortable distance or width between them, and also the length. Enables you to have both legs straight and both heels down. Once you got that going on, hands to heart, I want you to hinge forward. Spine long. Keep your spine as long as you can, long as you fold down. Now release the hands to your shin, but try not to weight into the shin. So you're really unweighting the upper body to release this left leg. Now, if you can, hands are gonna come all the way to the floor. You're gonna round over that leg. And again, if possible, no weighting into the hands. They're just resting there for a little extra balance. Okay, inhale to a flat back, take your hands back on your shin, walk them up. And now that we've stretched that out, I want you to take your front foot isometrically, so it's not gonna move. But you're gonna, and your back foot, you're gonna pull them together. Feel that strong activation. While you pull that pull, see if you can fold halfway down while you do it. Then come back up. Nice. Now, bend your front knee, switch knee, right foot forward, left one back. Get the feet straight. Sometimes you think that they might be pointing straight, but they're actually not. They can pull tricks on us. Come on down. Release the hands to your shin. Hold here with your spine long just for a little bit. Your hips are nice and square. Really important to do your best to keep the legs straight here. And when you're ready, if you can, hands all the way down, pulled over that leg. Let your head go. Breathe. How awesome does this feel? Now let's take the weight out of our hands. Really completely unweight your upper body over that leg. Now inhale to a flat back. Bring your hands back to your leg, walk yourself back up. Step your back foot in, take a nice big deep breath. Reach, 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 try to get as tall as you can. Broaden through your shoulders while you do this, pull in the belly. And now do a nice slow swan dive all the way down, drive your hips backwards, weight into your heels. Reach to touch the sides of your room with your hands. Come down slow. Nice. Palms down, step back, plank. Keeping your knees off the floor, we're going to do one nice, very slow hover until we end up all the way down on the floor. So go as slow as you can. Once your chest is down, come up onto your forearms and just hold here. So this is an opportunity to stretch out that lower back. It's important to have flexibility in our backs. So just holding this for a few more breaths, really good. Keep driving the belly in. Why not work that six-pack muscle, right? It's a much better look for us when it's in than when it's hanging. Okay, now take your chest, bring it back down to the floor. So those muscles in the low back get a chance to let go. You can turn your head to the side, just relax. Take some nice deep breaths. Okay, bring your face back to be looking down at the floor so your neck is long. Your hands are by your chest. You're going to press yourself up. So you've kept your knees on the floor. All we did was switch up the angle of this low back flexibility routine here. Hold and breathe, crowd out the chest, draw the shoulders back, keep them broad. Nice. Pulling in the stomach, lower back down slowly. Face just looks down at the floor, but keep the forehead off the floor. And press back up again. So we're going to hold here just for a sec. Next, now tuck your toes under in the back, and I want you to start lifting up your hips. You're in slow motion right now. Pull your knees in, so now you're in your quadruped position. We're going to start doing some cat-cows, just to stretch everything out. So round your back, drop your head. Chest comes forward, look up. and do it again. Go at your own pace. Pull your hips back if that feels good. This is just a feel-good moment. Okay, we're gonna do a little QL stretch here. So your knees are hip width apart. You're gonna walk your hands forward, but keep them wide. So right to the edges of the mat. Drive your hips back, but do not sit on your feet. So you've got your toes tucked under. Your forehead is off the floor. Your ears are just inside the arms. Now you're going to take both hands at the same time and walk them as far right as they can walk without shifting your hips. So once you've taken them to the side or towards the side, maybe a 45-degree angle, maybe more, try walking them out a little further. So we're looking for a strong release right around the waistband of your pants on your left side body. It's a very deep muscle. It's kind of hard to find it. So sometimes you need to explore slightly different angles, maybe lifting that left shoulder up a little bit, maybe not. You know, let's bring the hands, walk them back, and let's take it to the opposite side. Again, don't sit on those heels. Walk them to the side, walk them out, and then start exploring. You might notice one side's tighter than the other, totally normal. Sometimes we stand with more weight on one leg than the other, taking our body out of alignment, and that's what causes the imbalance. Take big, deep breaths. Okay, let's walk the hands back, come back up onto all fours. Let's come back and do these cat-cows again, because they're so good for us. If you weren't driving the hips back last time, maybe do it this time. And then drift forward and look up. Really trying to create as much space between those shoulder blades when you're in flexion as you can find. Okay, hold a neutral spine. Take your right arm forward. Keep it nice and long. And then bring the hand back, fingers to the right ear. Lift your elbow out to the side. Now start lifting the shoulder up towards the ceiling as much as you can. And then do the same on the other side. Left arm forward. Reach it long. Fingers back to the ear. Lift the elbow out to the side. Then the shoulder. Nice. Take it back down. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, maybe in your plank. Get nice and high on the toes, and then go straight to a down dog. Drive your heels down. Walk your feet forward. Meet in a full forward fold. Try to straighten those legs. Let's cross the arms and completely unweight your upper body. Your head, everything. Get good blood flow to your face. Just breathe. Patience, right? Patience to give yourself these moments are so important. Okay, hands above the knees. You're going to come up nice and slow. Ooh, take a nice big deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Yay, and back. Okay.